So guys, FNCS week 1 has just concluded, and in today's video I want to go over all of the different takeaways I have from this week of competitive play. I really enjoyed watching it. I think that this meta is very interesting. It's very different from a lot of the previous metas we've had before, so you guys really need to pay attention in this video as I go over the different strategies that you guys should implement. Now be sure to use code SonataYT in the Fortnite item shop if you guys do want to support me. Let's hop right into this video. So something to start off with is kind of an early / mid-game looting path system. Basically what you guys need to understand is that hard materials such as brick and metal are going to be really scarce in this new map, especially considering that there aren't as many drop spots in individual POIs for people to land at. In these duo game modes, it's going to be very tough for you guys to land an uncontested spot where you get all of the hard materials to yourself. Also, another big factor is that there is currently a glitch with the bricks in the game. So every time you farm one of those really big rocks, normally the ones that give you 100 brick, they're actually going to end up giving you only around 20. Now, Fortnite Competitive has come out and said that they want to try to fix this issue. However, as of right now, during this week of FNCS, it had not been fixed and there was a really big issue with scarcity of hard materials. You need to land at a drop spot with tons of hard materials, especially brick, but also metal, because metal is also still scarce within the game. Unless you're landing at one of the POIs that is specifically built out of metal, or a POI that has different aspects that do have a lot of metal such as fences, you're going to really need to try and find a spot with enough metal to satisfy your materials for the entire game. This is a seriously important aspect of competitive that a lot of people are overlooking right now, especially pro players, as a lot of people that are not very experienced in competitive will run out of hard materials and they're going to end up dying to it in the end game. So what I recommend for you guys in general is that you should land at a drop spot with tons of hard materials. Try to maximize the amount of hard materials that you guys have in general, and overall that should help out your end game as a result. Now the next really big thing, this is actually a massive factor in a lot of the endgame situations during this FNCS that I've noticed. This is going to be the fact that Healoffs are very important right now. In most of these games, there's going to be 5 to 10 player final zones happening, and even with the new addition of Storm Sickness, it's not doing a great job of fixing this meta. Now basically what this meta is that as you get to the end game, players will wait for the final zone to close and then they will try to box up and go to a heal off in order to try to win. With the new system of these 12 zones, it's actually a lot easier to go to heal off than it was before. So players in general are going to be focused more on getting healing items and then focusing on getting a heal off situation during the end game. What you should try to do is load up on a lot of floppers, med mists, chug splashes, and any other white health that you can have in order to try and win these heal offs that you will most likely end up in. Pretty much there's no way that you guys are going to be ending up in an end game without actually ending up in one heal off, especially if you end up in more than one end game. A really big recommendation that I would make is that you guys try to use the pizza or the chug splash augment. Basically this grants you a pizza and 2 chug splash. That's really beneficial for you guys in the end game, considering that pizza give you 15 health and chug splash will give you 20 health each. It's a really important augment. You guys definitely need to save that if you can get it. But I'd also recommend that you guys try to also focus on not taking any damage before the heal off in the final zones. If you do take any damage, especially if you're using healing items to recuperate for that damage, you are pretty much guaranteed a loss in this heal off meta. And I understand the appeal of trying to play out the end game and get a lot of eliminations, but a lot of these players are getting a lot smarter when taking heal off. Some players will take their katanas, dash deep into zone where you can't find them without dying, and then they're going to be using all of their items to heal. It's actually a very smart and lucrative strategy that a lot of people are abusing right now. So you need to either join it or you need to stop succeeding. And I would recommend 100% that you guys follow all of the tips in getting all the white health and then succeed in this heal off meta. Now after the heal off meta, another really big important fact that I've learned about this FNCS is the format and how you guys should play to it. Now the format currently is a really high point format. Kills are going to be 2 points each, and then there's 59 total points for placement available if you get a victory royale. Now from watching the various different rounds and pro players of this different week, what we have learned, especially from looking at these pros, is that placement points are definitely better than kill points right now. Eliminations are good off spawn, however every single pro within the top 50 on both NA and EU got less than an average of 5 eliminations per game. Now this is really low for FNCS historically. A lot of times you'll see people getting very high elimination first games and then getting really good placements the rest of the games. However, as of right now, a lot of the pros are focusing on getting better placement than they are focusing on trying to get eliminations. As a general rule of thumb, you should understand that the way you play should be consistent placement, as you will generally get way more points doing this than W keying. Basically what this means that you guys should do is land at your drop spot, have a designated surge route, have a place you're going to rotate to dead side, try to play passive, and play endgame in general. As a result, you guys are going to be getting tons of points, and especially if you're consistent, there's no doubt in my mind that you guys will definitely qualify to this endgame. As long as you focus on also getting those final top 5 and top 6 placement points, which are actually 4 instead of 2, and then the victory royale point is going to be 9 points, which is really valuable for you guys. That's why I think you guys should try try to sort of take this meta and the Healoff meta into consideration and play passive, but also be prepared for Healoff at the end of the game, and then maximize your placement points in the results. And obviously, guys, the final takeaway that I have from this week is Storm Surge. Now, obviously, Storm Surge was nerfed at the start of the season. However, it is still sometimes tough, even after the new format. Obviously, Storm Surge won't be impacting many of you guys in the opens and semis lobbies. However, to be safe, I'd recommend you guys implement these strategies. Tag people right off of your drop, so once you land, try to get a long range rifle, and then try to tag people flying into their drop spot or running around as soon as they land. That's kind of during the early game or technically off spawn. Obviously, you guys can do off spawn fights for Storm Surge. That's a valuable asset and a valuable strategy. But then also, you should try to run and tag people as you rotate around, especially if they are very far away. If people are further away and you try and tag them, it's less likely they're going to try to interfere with your actual game. And then the last thing is that you guys should try to focus on W keying intelligently only if you have to. Once again, I said that placement is obviously king for this FNCS. So don't go for eliminations during mid-game or end-game unless you have an offensive advantage on health. So if you beam somebody, if you're actually piecing up somebody very well, if you have a positional advantage on somebody that they don't see, maybe then you can go for elimination during their mid-game or the end-game. However, definitely keep in mind that this is a very stacked FNCS lobby with a lot of good players, so you don't want to try to get third-partied here, and you need to try to get very quick eliminations if you do choose to go for them. And once again, only go for them with the offensive advantage. But guys, those are my general takeaways for FNCS Week 1. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I'm really excited to see exactly how the meta is going to be shifting as the weeks go on. I'm also excited to say that I think this FNCS is going to be one of the most enticing and exciting finals that we have seen in a while. Especially with the new Healoff meta, it is actually going to be pretty interesting to see how the players adapt to actually competing. But once again, guys, if you follow all the tips and learn from all the takeaways in this video, I think you'll definitely improve and definitely try to qualify to the furthest that you can in this FNCS tournament. But that's about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.